Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How is we doing? All right. If you are a regular fan of mine or a subscriber, you might be wondering, Skits, where the hell are you? And I am currently at my local neighborhood's park. I have filmed YouTube videos here before. There's the wooden library where you can deposit and exchange books for free. There's a, indoor court, not an indoor court, sorry, an outdoor court where you play basketball and soccer. And yeah, I wanted to film here for a change of pace, just to, change the scenery for once. And yeah, today we are going to be talking about remembering Nujabes, all right? And the reason why I am talking, or why I want to talk about Nujabes, is because while I was driving from the place that I am currently moving to my home office, the room where, or the place where I normally, do everything, I heard over the radio that a very celebrated and decorated merengue musician that goes by the name of Rubby Perez, he unfortunately passed away in an accident in which, at a venue that he was performing, the entire roof collapsed onto him, and that accident killed him and also killed a tremendous amount of people. I think it was somewhere around 80 people got wiped out. And it got me thinking, it's not the first time where things like these happen. A lot of musicians, unfortunately, sometimes leave us before their due time. And yeah, Nujabes is also one of them. He passed away in a car accident when he was 36 years old, a very, very long time ago. And certainly news like this hits pretty hard. I personally did not know Rubby Perez, or I am not very acquainted with his music. But when I heard the news about him passing, it got me thinking about Nujabes and another person, another rapper who, I am still a fan of and I love to death. He goes by the name of Mac Miller, but we're not going to talk about Mac Miller. We're going to talk about Nujabes. All right. Remind me that I also have to film a kind of mural that I have of Nujabes that I made with a marker that I see every single day when I come into my room. I believe I have written down Nujabes is here. Okay, that's how much this man's music means to me. And yeah, I don't necessarily want to bore you with things as to, I don't want to give you a necessary and detailed, chronological order of, his discography or blah, blah, blah. I just want to talk about what this human being, what Nujabes means to me. All right. And I think I have to recognize, and I have to tell you guys, that he is by far, the musician that I look up to the most. And Nujabes is also the sole reason why I started getting into making beats, why I downloaded FL Studio back in 2015 and started experimenting around with it, why one of my favorite musical genres is, instrumental hip-hop or jazz hop or elevator hip-hop, you name it. And yeah, I started getting into his music, I think like many of us who get introduced to him, thanks to an anime that goes by the name of Samurai Champloo. All right, an anime in which he was very much responsible for composing part of the original soundtrack. And I watched Samurai Champloo for the first time. I think it was back in like 2008, 2009. And when I downloaded the original soundtrack, the entire discography of Samurai Champloo's OST, I discovered him. And he's also very much responsible for the opening of Samurai Champloo, alongside a Japanese rapper by the name of Shin02. The song is called Battle Cry, okay? And after being aware of who he was, I followed suit into downloading his entire discography, you know? Albums like Metaphorical Music, Modal Soul. He has a incredible mixtapes that has two sides, Ristorante Mixtape A and B. And I also downloaded the Hideout compilation, Studios, Music. And yeah, I think I can safely say I've heard his entire body of work, or at least what's available to us. And thanks to him, I am also acquainted with beat makers and producers like Uyama Hiroto, who also makes incredible music. Rappers like Substantial and Sign. And, you know, there are a bunch of people who have consistently collaborated with Nujabes over the years, and they've also made incredible, incredible music. So, yeah. It is one of those days, you know. I don't think it's a, you know, very gratifying experience when you find out that a musician that you hold very dear and close to your heart passes away, right? And I believe Nujabes passed away in 2010, like I said, because of a car accident. And he was 36 years old at the time of his death. And also, you know, funny enough, Jay Dilla, who was also a very, very famous and an excellent hip-hop producer and beat maker, they also passed. I think they were born the same day. I'm not sure if they passed away during the same year, but I think they were born at the same day. So that's pretty crazy, no? So yeah, I have him very present today. And you know, I just want to say, yeah, I mean, Nujabes means a lot to me. So much that he's very much influenced and impacted my life in ways that, you know, I really can't describe. Like I told you guys, thanks to him. There's a little puppy there. You know, thanks to him, I ventured into beat making. You know, it was no other person. It was no other musician. It was Nujabes. And here I am thinking about the dude. And just, yeah. Remembering him. You know? You know, fortunately for us, you know, the people who we can consider his fans, he left us a lot of music, timeless music. And if you haven't heard, or if you don't know who he is, I really invite you, or I extend you an invitation to really check out his music. You will be amazed, and you will hopefully enjoy it very much, and hopefully as much as I do. So yeah, it is a kind of bittersweet day. It is a kind of bittersweet moment right now. And yeah, I don't know, I just felt very, I don't know how to really coin it with words, but when I was in my car driving here and I heard the news, the passing of this merengue singer, Rubby Perez, I was thinking of Nujabes the entire time, and also Mac Miller. And yeah, kind of wanted to talk about it. So yeah, if you do not know who Nujabes is, go check him out. Unfortunately, if I were to play his music, the way that YouTube and other social media platforms deal with you uploading or sharing his content, I think my videos would get terminated or something, and they would get immediately not available. What I'm trying to say is, I also picked a terrible time to record, but what I'm trying to say is, I'm gonna move away from here, is yeah, unfortunately his music is very much protected. I don't know if protected is the word, but I do remember at one point I wanted to make a video and use one of his beats as a background track for a Yap video, right? And when I finished uploading the video got restricted. And it got restricted to a point that it was just unable to be played or reproduced in every single country. So that's why I'm kind of negligent to share, you know, his music, and more specifically putting his music over my, you know, Yap videos or whatever it is, because the videos get terminated, right? But I can talk about the man, and I can talk about his music, and I can also recommend you, whoever's watching this video, I can recommend you to go check out his music, all right? When I tell you guys when I tell you guys that this man really influenced me and still influences me to this day, like there is literally a before and after in my life, I cannot emphasize that enough. And you know that part of what we do here in this YouTube channel is talk about music, share music, make music. And yeah, it is kind of bittersweet to remember him, as well as remembering any other artist that sadly passed away before his time. But you know, at the very least, we as, you know, music enthusiasts and music enjoyers have a lot of music to enjoy, you know? I think he really impacted the lives of thousands and thousands of people. And I know I'm not the only person in this boat, okay? I know for a fact that thousands and thousands of people have started making music because of him and thanks to him. And his body of work is impeccable. His body of work is incredible. And it really is music. It's timeless music, man, you know? So here we are, remembering him. I want to talk about him because I'm thinking a lot about him right now. And yeah, you know, I think part of my duty as a content creator and as a YouTuber is to recommend you guys good things, you know, or at least the things that I enjoy. And if I am able to enjoy a specific type of music, you know, content, whatever, I think so should you. So if you haven't checked out Nujabes' stuff before, you know, there are a lot of at least compilations, albums, and stuff like that you can check out. And I implore you to do so, okay? So I just wanted to talk about that. And yeah, I wanted to come here to this park, you know. Maybe I don't film as many videos here, but I do spend a lot of time here. I love parks. And sometimes I used to listen to his music here, you know. I think you've been seeing me walk. There's like this, you know, this like pathway. It goes around in a rectangle shape. And sometimes I used to walk here. And I would listen to his music. Yeah. And I would think about my life. And I would think about many other things. So, yeah. R.I.P. to the man, to the legend. You know, you are terribly missed. And it just really sucks to kind of think from time to time that, yeah, a lot of incredible people sometimes leave us before their due time, you know? I'm thinking about people like Chester Bennington, the original frontman of Linkin Park, Mac Miller, Kurt Cobain. You know, regardless of how it was that they left this world, you know, the truth is that they're gone. But at the very least, we have their music to enjoy. And that hopefully lasts until the end of time. So yeah, this is Skits Tony, remembering Nujabes. And yeah, regardless of who you are, where you're from, where you are, I hope that you are having a beautiful, nice, and amazing day. I hope that you are in your happy, safe, and cozy place. And I know that I sound like a broken record and that I've repeated myself a lot, but please go check out Nujabes' music. If you don't know who he is, you will be surprised. And I will see you in the next YouTube video or live stream. Boom!